Embiid is finished for the remainder of the season.
You are Locked On 76ers, your daily Philadelphia 76ers podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Keith Pompey, one of the co-hosts of Locked On 76ers. Thank you for joining us for this emergency pod. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So look, today, on Friday, the 76ers announced that Joel Embiid is finished for the rest of the season. To be quite honest with you, this wasn't surprising at all. I mean, when we look at it, Joel Embiid has only played 19 games this season, mostly due to a left knee ailment, knee swelling in his left knee. And the last couple of games, Joel Embiid just was awful. If we're going to be serious about it, you know, Joel Embiid hasn't played very well against the Brooklyn Nets on last Thursday, not this Thursday, but last Thursday, a week ago yesterday. Joel Embiid was benched in the fourth quarter against the Brooklyn Nets. It wasn't because of an injury. It was because he couldn't move. It was because when they took him out the game, the 76ers played much better. So today, the 76ers announced that Embiid's season was finished. After further evaluation on the seven-time All-Star center's left knee, the 76ers determined that Embiid was medically unable to play and will remain sidelined to focus on treatment and rehabilitation. And in a statement, the Sixers said, "We are working with the medical experts to determine the exact treatment plan and will update media when we have more information. The team and specialists will continue working with Joel to ensure the best path forward for this long-term health and performance, for his long-term health and performance." Now, this news came hours after Embiid was ruled out for Saturday's game against the Golden State Warriors at the Wells Fargo Center. And as I alluded to earlier, he's only played 19 games, right? Now, the thing is, the 76ers, how do they go forward with this? Because right now, the 76ers are in 12th place. They're 2.5 games behind the 10th place Chicago Bulls with 24 games remaining. You know, that has some significance as the teams that finish number 7 through 10 will, in their respective standings, will participate in the NBA play-in tournament. The Sixers' goal is to advance in the play-in tournament with the hope of securing one of the final 2 playoff spots. So you say to yourself, will his being injured change their goals for the remainder of the season? And Nick Nurse says, "I don't have any goals other than we're playing to win and we're playing to play better," right? And he says, again, "I'm not going to assume anything until we get the final word." Well, you got the final word. So right now, Joel Embiid is out. Andre Drummond and Gershon Yabusele are going to be the centers for here on out. Now, you do have a Dembona, but he's going to be the third string. You know, the thing is, Drummond, he played well against the New York Knicks on Wednesday. You know, Gershon is 6'6", 279 pounds. He's a tough guard when he plays the center, but at 6'6", he gives up a lot. Now, the thing is, both of these guys are coming off injury. And we'll see how they do. But when you look at it, this has been a dismal season for Embiid, right? I mean, when you look at it, you know, the 6'2" center, you know, he struggled mightily the last game that he played. Actually, the last 2, you know, the guy averaged 14 points, 5 rebounds, while shooting just 31.8% from the field. The last 2. And we think about it, last year before he had this meniscus surgery, you know, Joel Embiid was a beast. I mean, Joel Embiid was putting up numbers that we haven't seen since Wilt Chamberlain. So right now we're looking at it, you know, the 76ers, They got decisions to make. We're going to see Paul George. We're going to see Tyrese Maxey. We're going to see how they play. But, this was an injury that goes back since last year. When Embiid tore his meniscus and he had that surgery, he came back. He came back and he played in 5 of the final 7 games. He wasn't himself. He played in the first round series loss to the New York Knicks. He wasn't himself. And then next thing you know, he plays in the Olympics. But it's crazy because, he helped Team USA win a gold medal. But he missed the start of the season. He missed like the entire he missed the he missed the entire preseason in the first 6 games of the regular season because of left knee management. Then after that, he served a 3-game suspension for an off-the-court altercation. Then on November 18, the Sixers held a team meeting after a road loss to the Miami Heat. During that meeting, Tyrese Maxey reportedly called Embiid out for being late to everything and explained how it affected the locker room, right? Then after a rough patch that included 7 missed games, a sinus fracture, and a worrisome injection that ended with a tense standoff with referee Jenna Schroeder, Embiid went back to producing high-scoring performance. He played in 5 of 6 games and crossed the 25-point mark 5 straight times, right? But you know what? He just hasn't been that guy, and to him, this is arguably his worst season. I have to say, not arguably, it is. It was his worst season, and for him, it's probably a season that he's probably elated to get over with. He has to be. He has to be elated to get over with. But at the same time, do you want to have it end knowing that you have to have another procedure and you're not the same guy that you always was?
And when the game tips off, the NBA action is just getting started, and there's no better place to get on it than FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game. So even if you missed the opening tip-off or want to bet on a fourth quarter comeback, you can stay in the action. And if you're looking for a bigger payout, you can even combine your live bets into a same game parlay. I love using FanDuel's live betting feature because it keeps every moment of the game exciting. When I'm backing my team for a late game rally or picking a player to hit a clutch 3, I never feel like I missed my chance. Plus, the app is easy to use, and when you win, you get paid instantly. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make sure you make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA.
This is Keith Pompey from Locked On 76ers. Thank you for listening and have a great time. Peace.